In John chapter 20 and John chapter 21, he gives 4 incidences where Jesus makes an appearance to the disciples. So the first person that Jesus appeared to was Mary Magdalene. The second appearance was to all the disciples who were locked and shut themselves in a room. Jesus makes an appearance. And the first time he appears was without Thomas. And then the third time Jesus appeared was with Thomas also present. And then there was the 4th appearance that John makes a mention of, which was he made an appearance to the disciples by the Sea of Galilee in chapter 21. Now, if you read through the letter of Paul mentions in 1 Corinthians chapter 15 that Jesus appeared to several people over a course of many days. At one point, Jesus made his appearance to over 500 people who had seen Jesus alive with their very own eyes. And then specifically, mention is made about the man who was skeptical and said that he did not believe, then suddenly turned around and said, "Now I believe." And this was what was significant in John chapter 20, especially because he spends considerable amount of time to focus on the fact when Jesus appeared to the disciples, Thomas was missing from that special gathering. I think it would have been hard to be Thomas, because you come back and everyone's bouncing off the wall, and you'd left the room and they were depressed and they were suicidal, the disciples. That's basically what was happening. And he probably said, okay. So he goes out, leaving the room, which was like a tomb, and then walks out, comes back in, and they're screaming, they're jumping, and they're grabbing him by the throat as he comes and says, "Jesus is alive, Jesus is alive." And Tom's like, calm down. Something's happened here. And he just took a stance which said, I'm not going to believe it. I'm not going to believe it. And yet, it's incredible that Jesus Christ makes a specific special appearance, and John makes a mention of it, where Jesus comes again to the disciples and proves his resurrection to them so that they can all see that he was indeed alive, just like he said. So John gives these 4 specific evidences to his audience to prove to them that Jesus Christ had indeed risen from the dead.